Rev up your engines!
Scarface sends us, hey Scotty, why do you choose Ford F-150 over Toyota for full size? I heard some of the newer ones have electrical issues. Okay, here's the thing. If you want a full-size pickup truck and you're planning on hauling a lot, towing a lot, Fords have been made for ages to do that. Toyotas make excellent pickup trucks. There's no arguing that. But the full-size pickups, they can be expensive to maintain because a lot of their designs, they got the same engine V8 as the Lexus. I mean, they're high-tech stuff. They cost a lot of money to fix. They cost an awful lot of money. I've just had my experience, customers, for the money and for what they spend, they were happier with an F-150 than they would be with a Toyota Tundra. It's just from my customers and what they give feedback on me. If you do want a full-size one, I just find that you're better off with a Ford. And if you're serious about towing, you get a diesel, too, not a gasoline. Robert Rupnick says, Scotty, I have an Audi Q5 with 170,000 miles. Should I trade it for a new Lexus RX-35 before problems happen? Yes! You must be the luckiest man on earth to get 170,000 miles out of that Audi. Now, I don't know how much money you spend in repairs. Send me an email sometime. Tell me how many you spend in repair during those miles. But yes, that would be a very smart move because those Lexuses, I've seen them with 350, 400,000 miles trouble-free, and I have never, ever, ever seen an Audi do anything close to that. The Soldier 76 says, what's your opinion on a Porsche 944? Okay, I used to work on quite a few of them. And if you remember years ago, that David and David song, he says, she drives a Porsche 944. It was, hip. They were weird cars, I mean, that's just how those cars were. They're kind of an oddball car. They're worth nothing today. I had a customer who bought one and didn't put any miles on it. Had like 15,000 miles. Now he thinks he's going to sell it for a bunch of money, and he found out that, one, he's going to have to put a ton in it to get it running and working with air conditioning, and then he found out that nobody wants to give more $2 or $3 grand for it because everybody knows those Porsches are endless money pits. And the 944s, especially with their design where they had that torque tube where from the engine to the rear wheel drive differential, instead of a drive shaft, they have this torque tube. They go bad, and then you got to pull the whole back of the vehicle off in order to take it off and change stuff in the transmission. It was just a horrendous design. So you don't want to even think about buying one of those as a toy unless you're a mechanic who likes spending all of his time messing around with those old vehicles. They're okay to drive, but modern cars have passed those things by, so there's really no point in even buying a 944 these days. You can get Japanese cars that run circles around those things today. Nathan Gonzalez, Scotty, what do you think of a Honda Prelude 2000 automatic? Now, Honda Preludes were pretty interesting cars. They were their sporty version. Now, they did share quite a bit of things with the Honda Accord, but there's a lot of things that they really didn't share with the Honda Accord. They were actually better made cars as far as I'm concerned, and a lot of times they had better transmissions. Now, from my experience, I have seen a whole bunch of Honda Accord transmissions over the year go bad, the automatic transmissions. But personally, in my own business, I've never seen a Honda Prelude automatic transmission go bad. I tell people, well, I never saw the Preludes get bad, but I saw the Accords, so really. Now, if you're thinking about buying one, it is old. It's a 19-year-old car, but they can be good cars. Just a mechanic like me, check it out before you buy it, because that old, you don't know what kind of shape it's going to be in, but it's still a 2000, so it's OBD2, and a good OBD scan tool when you plug it in is going to tell you a whole bunch. William Garcia says, Scotty, what do you think about Saturn? It was kind of a trial by GM that failed, mainly because they were too cheap. GM decided to make a new plant, call them Saturns. It was a big advertising BS of, Saturn, let us be your car company and all this nonsense. On your summer vacation, you could go visit the factory and have parties with the people that work there. Crazy. One of my customers actually was the guy behind that. He was from Houston, and he moved to San Francisco, and he ran the advertising campaign. The problem was they just made them too cheap. I had a customer, and her name was Linda Toyota, and she used to drive Toyotas, so she bought a Saturn to say, I'll buy American. And I asked her, what do you think of the Saturn? She says, I think it's about 60% of what my last Toyota was. The dash wasn't even glued in right, and they had so many problems, and they don't make them anymore. But I've had customers who bought them used for nothing and had fun with them. If you can get a used 4-cylinder Saturn for $1,000 or $800, I've had customers driving for 4 or 5 years as a second car, and they don't care. So there's nothing wrong with that. But I pity the poor people who bought them right before they went bankrupt because their cars were worthless and they paid a lot of money for them. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.